Hey everybody, welcome back to another Judgment commentary of Monogatari series 2nd season, but today we're going to be starting the next arc in the season, Koimonogatari, but last time we finished off the last arc, Onimonogatari, and in that episode, well, we learned some very crucial details. For starters, we found out what the Force of Darkness was really after, for you see, it wasn't here after Shinobu, unlike when it showed up the first time. This time, it was after Mayoi, which I thought might be the case. I noticed that it was going after her specifically, both times that it showed up, but I didn't have a lot to really connect it to her yet. At least I didn't think I did, but yeah, it turns out it was after her. And the reason it was after her is because the Force of Darkness specifically exists to hunt down and destroy any apparitions that are not fulfilling their designated purpose. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. In the case of Shinobu, she wasn't acting like a vampire anymore. She was acting like a god. Therefore, the darkness came in and cleansed everyone involved, nearly even Shinobu herself. Until she started acting like a vampire again when she took that dude's blood. But with Mayoi, it's after her because she's not being a lost snail cow thing anymore. She's just kind of chilling and hanging out with Araragi, and she's not supposed to be doing that. Realistically, she's not supposed to be here at all because her business has been resolved. She found her way back home. She's not lost anymore, so she should just go on to the afterlife. And because she's decided to stick around and not act like a lost ghost, the darkness swooped in and is trying to do its job by erasing her from reality. Therefore, they were left with but one option. And it was that Mayoi had to go. She had to just go to the afterlife like she was supposed to do in the first place, but Araragi was not gonna have that. He is stubborn in that regard. He didn't want her to go. He wanted to think of some alternate plan to keep her around, but there was no other option, not really. His only other idea was that he would just stay lost with her forever and abandon every other aspect of his life, but of course, Mayoi isn't going to accept that. So she decided to end things off referencing that running joke that she's always done about stumbling with her words, biting her tongue, and things like that by giving Araragi a kiss, just rounding off the trio. He kissed Shinobu, Ononoki kissed him, and now Mayoi kissed him. All three of them in this little arc managed to give him a kiss. At least, well, in one of the cases he kissed somebody else, but still. And I have to bring this up, the fact that this scene, that kiss scene with Mayoi, sparked a rather heated debate in the comment section on Patreon. There was a lot of them. two individuals going back and forth about the nature of the scene, whether or not it went too far or if it just went off theme. And I can see the perspective that both people had, honestly. I can see where one of them was coming from and that it maybe went too far, didn't need to happen, and another defending it, saying that it was still perfectly acceptable for the themes of the show, but if you ask me, genuinely, this is not the most egregious that we've gotten. Everybody knows the toothbrush scene is as bad as it gets, but with this, yeah, the idea of a teenage boy getting kissed by the ghost of a 10-year-old girl is unsettling, but hey, the entirety of Araragi and Mayoi's relationship has been very unsettling from literally the very beginning. From their very first interaction, it's been uncomfortable when those two interact for the most part, so I can think of no better send-off than this. Yeah, it could have done with a less borderline romantic build-up, but overall, the kiss still ended up being sentimental, in a way. It had more reason to be there than at least the other two kisses, I would say. Even if, on its own, in a vacuum, it would probably be the most uncomfortable. But enough about that. Another important thing we learned was regarding Ogi, because after all that was said and done and Mayoi was gone, Araragi was just chatting with Ogi, telling her the story. And then as she's leaving, she drops some pretty not so subtle hints about who she is.
宇宙の大半を占める圧倒的な暗闇のようにありふれた仕事です。強いて言うなら嘘つきを罰する仕事ってところですかね。
Yeah, literally bringing up a void of darkness in the universe, and that she needs to get rid of liars. Yeah, not being too subtle, Ogi. She seems to be implying that she either is the force of darkness or that she just controls the force of darkness. I'm not sure how that would work, but it'd be pretty fitting for Ogi, given how mysterious she is. And I said it myself. I said, man, this darkness is very mysterious, almost as mysterious as Ogi. And well, it turns out there's a reason for that. But Shinobu said it. Based on what she said, it seems that she's that something that they were having a problem with. And yeah, seems like she is, but if she is, I'm not sure where to go from there. What does that mean? Ogi is the darkness? Why? How? That would maybe explain why she seems to know so much about what's going on, but why is she also trying to lead people into doing specific things like she did with Nadeko? I have no freaking idea. But hey, I've been rambling on a lot longer than I thought I was, so enough chit-chat. Let us begin Koimonogatari with the Hitagi end arc. Quite dramatic. Let's go. Well. What a fascinating beginning to the Hitagi end arc. Now, I know why they're phrasing it this way, as if it's the end, because this is realistically probably what was supposed to be at the end, right? And just that, Hana was supposed to be like an arc or two ago. So that they're still having to phrase it like that, I guess, but that's beside the point. The point is, Kaiki's back. Senjugahara, in pure desperation, has reached out to her most bitter foe in hopes that he can somehow trick Nadeko into not being a violent, bloodthirsty killer. I don't know how he's gonna do that. I mean, fortunately, she hasn't been tricked by him before, so it's not like she's gonna be incredibly suspicious of him. It's not like, fool me twice circumstance, but she's probably at least already aware of him, though. Like, does she know that he's the one who sold all the charms? If she knows that it was him, then that would mean she's gonna be a little suspicious, if not a lot suspicious of him, but, How do you even go about that? How do you trick someone into not killing people? She was pretty adamant about doing it. Now, Senjugahara did manage to buy them time, and Kaiki is even craftier than that, so could he somehow talk her down completely, while Senjugahara only managed to talk her down briefly? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna underestimate the guy. If anybody can do it, it's him. The guy is a sneaky, crafty little dude, and it's just... There's not much that he can't weasel out of. He's done it before, he could probably do it again, and now that he's, out of the kindness of his heart, going to assist them, free of charge. All for Tsuruga. And I gotta say, man, Kaiki, the man just doesn't let up in terms of his lies. He's sitting there thinking to himself and lying. That's almost Nadeko levels of of just commitment to your deceit bit. He was even lying a few times. I noticed in his little texts that popped up. It seemed like he was lying a couple times there too. The guy just likes to lie. He's a compulsive liar. When given the opportunity to lie, he'll do it. Although he did eventually drop it when he was talking to Senjugahara, he eventually stopped calling her the fake name she used, but his commitment was staggering. Went on the plane being like, this girl I've never seen before. Who are you trying to trick, man? Don't know what to make of this arc so far, but it has a very interesting beginning, with Kaiki getting involved and having to join his bitter enemies on a crusade to save them all from the wrath of Nadeko, which, if that preview of their final epic battle is to be believed, well, he fails. He actually does fail if we're gonna believe that little showcase actually ends up happening, which it probably will. But hey, you can't blame old Senjugahara for trying. She's got to give it a shot, but the idea of him actually failing to talk her down is impressive. I mean, it would just be a battle of the wits between the two most fierce liars that we've seen in this series, Nadeko and Kaiki. The two of them have had some powerful lies, you know? Their deceit is through the roof. Nadeko's deceit, though, was so strong that she literally was able to fool herself. She was so good at telling a fake story that even she believed it. She had so much faith in that story that she single-handedly had enough faith to resurrect a god, and then became them. Now Kaiki, though, he can pull off some tricks. We already know. He's capable of tricking some people. He can pull the wool over the eyes of people who are usually pretty fiercely determined, like with Karen. She was frozen in her tracks when facing him. Even she, a force of justice, could not move and attack him because that's what he wanted her to do. To stay put so he could just poke her on the head. Simultaneously, if there's anyone who could pull off tricking Nadeko into not killing them, it's him. While also, if there's anybody who might be able to just power through it, it would be Nadeko. Quite the conundrum. So yeah, really good episode. This had some of the best banter that we've seen out of the series yet. Just Senju Gahara and Kaiki just having that discussion. That was some of the most engaging dialogue that I think I've seen so far. I mean, this show has had some great dialogue, but just everything that they were saying, I was on the edge of my seat. And hey, this arc also has a really good intro, a really well stylized one that swaps between a classic anime art style and the more modern one, which I'm not sure if that's just a stylistic choice or maybe it conveys some meaning. But I guess I'll save some of that analyzation for when I watch the intro the next time. Maybe I'll even be able to spot some important symbolism out of it. But anyway, I think that's all I gotta say for now. But thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed. Subscribe to be updated on more. Let me know what you thought of the episode as well. That would be great. But next time, episode 2, part 2 of Hitagi End. In any case, I'm excited to see where this is going because, again, this arc is long. It's a 6-episode arc. They're gonna dedicate 5 more episodes to telling this tale, and I can't wait to see what they do with it. Thus, before the rambling continues, that's it. Hope to catch you next time, but till then, I will see you guys later.